nice. Right, so here we are. We'll be playing a game called Bad N, and we'll just see how things go. Do you want to read the manual? Sure. You know what? Left click, right click. Cool. All right. Pat. I'm being pursued by someone tonight on the street, by whom I haven't the slightest clue. I can say one thing for sure: whatever it isn't human. If I'm caught by whatever it is, what's going to happen to me? I continue to run despite the uneasiness in my gut, but no matter how hard I try, they keep right on my trail. Give me a break already. Wherever I glance back, it just seems like they're getting closer and closer. What the hell? I don't understand any of this. Why are they after me? It doesn't matter. I have to lose them. No matter what, if I just make it to my house, I should be safe. I kept running and eventually came to intersect and took a quick dash down on one of the side streets. Suddenly, I was blinded by a pair of bright lights accompanied by the sound of shrieking brakes. I immediately felt an intense shock throughout my entire body. My consciousness slipped away. Ding dong, the school bell rang. That's it for today's lesson. I have to head out. Kihei, do you have anything important to do right now? The class president, Kaname Saki, spoke up. Yuji, Oga, our friends turned in our direction as well. It's a new educational game, yeah? It's good for the brain and keeps it up in tip-top shape. Yeah, and that's right. So Yuji, how about joining me for a game or two? Yeah, I'll beat for sure this time. Are you sure that's okay? I remember you saying something about bombing your last exam. The class president countered in a sharp tone. I guess his efforts were in vain. These Japanese games are the hottest things right now, so what are you implying? So that's the reason we play these games. It means that we're getting valuable cultural experience by playing with people online around the world. You guys are full of crap. Oh, come on, we're best friends, right? Yeah, that's right. My name is Kyuhei Inyo. I'm walking home with my childhood friend Yuji. Hanging out with him never gets old, and I think Yuji also agrees. When we get to my house, I immediately fire up the game console. Okay, I chose Jupiter. Alright then, I choose Mars. Nowadays, we're obsessed with the new strategy war type game. The game's name is the stages as planet names, and oddly enough, there are some with girl names, and hidden stages in this game is called the black hole, and that's not even a planet. That is weird. We went head to head a few rounds, but in the end, we're about evenly matched. Always lived close since kindergarten, and we've been able to play games together on the same console. Of course, we just chill and hang out for no reason in general. We both have different tastes when it comes to game genres. It's always been that way. On that note, want to play something else? There's a mobile game I want to check out. That's cool. I'll read some manga. Why don't you try out the game as well? Yuji boots his phone and is already completely immersed in the game. Do you play any mobile games? I do. I'll try out about any game. I don't play too many games, but you have to pay to play. I really only use my mobile for calls and emails. There are a lot of great free games as well. Although a lot of games are made by indie developers, they sometimes rival even professional game studios. Really? You really need to play one of the high-end mobile games. High-end. It's pretty good. You'll see. What kind of game is it? The game that Yuji is recommending sounds interesting, so I might in fact like it. Actually, I haven't even downloaded the game yet. Then how do you know the game is as good as you say it is? Do you base that on the review you read on the internet? Hey, can I use your PC for a sec? I nodded and booted up the PC for Yuji to use. What displayed on the screen was an anonymous BBS forum board. Are we reading this? This forum isn't restricted to just a particular genre, but I was reading up posts on how insanely popular it is worldwide. Not popular, huh? What's the game called? The game is titled By the End. Despite the name, people say it's too good to put down. Yuji says with a grin. It's a simulation horror survival game. The player gets a bad end in the game, then they supposedly die in real life. After an awkward silence, I chuckled and replied, "They're making it sound like it's way too hype the game up." "No way, man, I'm not kidding. It says in the game's official website." "Okay, why aren't you playing it yet?" "That's weird. I can access the page and download the link isn't working." G turned to mobile and displayed so I could see it. There's a simple website that looked almost identical to the one displayed on the PC screen. So there's a meme. Before I continue on this, there is a meme. There is a movie called, I think it might be called Gamer. Or something No Life. It's not No Game No Life. It is definitely called like. It's a movie where there's like 5 individuals, and they're playing their new game, and I want to say it's an Xbox. It's not an Xbox, and they had like a Balls advertisement, and basically the game used like GPS from the internet of your location, like your IP, and they would be like, "Hey, we're gonna simulate the real life world, but we're gonna do some type of virtual reality thing. But if you die in the virtual reality, you die in real life," because apparently, like, the person who made the game was a witch, and she curses you, and so when you die in the game from the magic spell, you actually die in real life. Well, that movie is like 2008, maybe, so it's super old. But even then, I think it's an old concept before then. So like, games like this have been around for a very long time. Just a little side note on a little bit of a reference, but I thought I'd just add that in there. But if you ever do see the movie I'm talking about, I highly recommend checking it out. I mean, it's really not that bad a movie. There's a link on the page named Bad End. I keep trying to download the game and it won't start. Do you think it's a dead link? Well, according to the BBS, the game has been downloaded several times, so it should be working. A quick glimpse at the posts. Very strange indeed. I know this is crazy, but I just considered something. What? Do you think that these people are saying is true? I mean, the so myth about the game. Even though the webpage makes this claim, how can we make sure if it's just a load of crap? Yuji places his mobile on the desk and decides and turns his attention to the website. There's 20 threads, that's quite a lot. No, I can't download the game at all. Such a game can't exist. You need to face reality. Let's play baseball. So about 80% of the posts were like, "I can't get the game to start." I finally got the game to download and I'm already impressed from the get-go. My first choice in the game was creepy. There's no way someone ended up dying, blah. Yeah, I got the game downloaded to work. I'm going to stay up all night playing. The remaining 20% are most positive praise about the game. So even though there are ridiculous rumors about dying when you get up at the end, it seems some people just blow it off as a joke. Most of these people are probably trolls. Most? So you think these posts are trolls, huh? Well, there is some interesting posts for sure. Check this out. No. The evil one told me that I have less than 1 minute to leave, so I guess this is goodbye. Please, whatever you do, don't download this game unless you want to end up like me. See there? No way, I don't believe it. Yeah, I agree. It's probably just a hoax. Bad End was released a few months ago, but this BBS board didn't show up until recently. Every day since this bogus post like this keeps popping up. Since the download link is broken most of the time, it's not surprising most people just forget about it and move on. Well, this game isn't completely forgotten. It's a total mystery for sure. It doesn't make sense. This is the internet after all. These things are bound to happen sometimes or another. There's something else I remember reading about this game. Apparently only a few select people are able to download it. A few select people? I try to download Link every day and I can't get the game to download. Let me give it a try. I navigate the same dialog and tap on it. No good. It won't work for me either. Check this out. There's a few posts that have actual gameplay recorded from the game itself. I see, so they've uploaded what they played so far. It's actually impressive that people actually have uploaded their own game experiences for all players to see. G finds and clicks on the link and it takes him to a Twitter page. According to the page, it was updated 5 days ago. Wonder why they stopped tweeting. Good point, he was tweeting frequently up until 5 days ago. Do you think he might have died? Oh, come on, seriously? We gave the page another look once over. Same first couple of tweets are mostly praise about how great the gameplay is. However, the post gets stranger and more ominous. The dark thing came right out of the screen. That was the final tweet from the player. Nothing more posted after that. He probably posted this to further hype the game, just like I said earlier. But still, I would like to give this game a try. Well, I hope you are able to get it running soon enough. A little while later, we decided to call it quits for the day. Seeing Yuji off, I came back and sprawled onto the bed. So if a player gets a bad end and then they die in real life, they can't be such a game, can there? I've never heard of this type of thing happening in a game. Yes, I'm making a big deal of nothing. There's no way a game like that could exist. Later on that night, my mobile game started ringing and displayed Yuji's number. Hey, you're not going to believe this. What's up? I finally got Bad End to download. No kidding. For a moment I thought he was making it up, but Yuji's solemn tells a lie, especially not about video games. Even if it was a lie, I said show me tomorrow. Yuji would outright admit he was telling a fib. What's it like? Have you played it yet? It's just finished downloading and was about to install it. Curious about how it is after you play it. Alright man, I'll see you tomorrow. Give me the details. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. The conversation ends with a friendly laughter. Yuji seemed really stoked to finally get the game downloaded. I'm curious and wouldn't mind going over to his place and check it out. However, little did I know this would be the last conversation I would have with Yuji. I have some regrettable news. The morning homeroom teacher started speaking. Yuji died last evening. What? The sound of a confused voice could be heard throughout the room. Yuji died? Although it was futile, I sent him a text anyways. There's no reply. Maybe he caught a nasty cold or a bug. Was just at home in bed. That didn't seem to be the case. Why? Why did he have to die? I don't understand all the details myself, but apparently he died in his bedroom. Let's all settle down for now. I will keep you posted if I hear anything new. The teacher's words stunned everyone, and the room was dead silent. Yuji died. Yuji, my best friend, died. Soon Yuji's funeral was carried out. Yuji was the only child, and I can only imagine the heartbreak of Yuji's parents. All our other classmates attended the funeral as well. Boys were expressions of disbelief, and the majority of the girls were sobbing. Yuji was admired, liked by everyone. Now I was looking at a picture of him. Why did you have to die? My body is shaking, the tears flowing freely. Some time passed, my world was still shattered. I'm so sorry. If there's anything I can do. He was my best friend for 10 years. And just like that, he's gone. I know you're hurting, but give it some time. Time heals all wounds. I'm trying, okay? The autopsy showed that his death was a acute cataract infancy. Yuji, to my knowledge, didn't have a life-threatening disease, so what happened to him? Wait, could it be? If a player gets a bad end, they will die. Bad end. I totally laughed it off as one big load of crap. Is it really even possible? After school, I visited Yuji's house. Thank you for the prayers. Not at all. We can't use the comics and games that Yuji kept, so I wanted you to have them. I'm sure he would have wanted the same. Thank you. By the way, I have another reason for coming here today. Do you happen to have Yuji's mobile phone he was using? Yes, it's on his desk. I wanted to take a look at some of the contents. Go over and take the mobile phone from the desk. She said successfully downloaded and installed by a game. It's surely still installed on his phone. Oh. When the list of available apps appeared, Bad End is listed as being installed. Yuji had installed it after all. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. By the way, did Yuji really have a heartache? Like the doctor said? The doctor said as much, but... Upon replying, fresh tears started streaming down her face. Yuji's face had turned pale. He looked so scared. He was scratched and clawed at his own throat. He must have been in so much pain on top of that. May I please borrow his phone for a little while? I allowed permission to borrow Yuji's phone. I couldn't conduct an investigation when his mom was in such a special state. Yuji's mobile phone is in the same make and model as my own. It actually is a very common and nothing special. However, he downloaded Bad End. Although I tried on my own mobile phone, I couldn't get it to install. Then why was Yuji able to download it? Anyway, I'm going to try and play it. I considered this game could potentially be the only game in existence to completely defy any logic or human comprehension, but I have to know the truth behind this game. With determination, I started the game app called Bad End. However, an error message showed up. Execution failed. The application force closes. Then no matter how often I tapped screen, it wouldn't respond. For several minutes, no matter what I did, pressing end, my hand holding Yuji's phone was trembling. Gee, was this game what really killed you? It has to be. Yuji fell victim, just like the other friend that supposedly got killed by the infamous Bad End. A horror video game that actually kills a player in the real world. Based on what happened so far, this could be the case, despite how unbelievable it sounds. Colin, this is ridiculous. Yuji had died, this is certain. But there's any evidence or clue on the phone as what Yuji had seen or did while playing. I tried to boot up Bad End again. It didn't ask for any prompts or to supply any personal information from the player. For example, if the player is in a different time zone or location, depending on the game, it won't run. Unexpectedly, something happened that didn't anticipate why it is happening. The game was displayed on the splash screen just a while ago, but now the big N icon has disappeared completely. Who made this game and for what reason? It didn't make any sense. If there's a new game called Bad End, the potential killed my best friend. This is all too much, but I have to know the truth. I had to dig up some more information regarding this whole thing. After finishing my dinner, I sat down in front of my PC monitor. Despite there being only a few number of players at the game running, I chose one of them and looked into their profile further. Which one did I look at? I decided to search for the game on a popular... It's all the rage right now, so here we go. Access the popular information and began rating. It's a new mobile game. Despite having a link, it's usually down. Supposedly, if the player picked the wrong choice, they will die for real. I find it hard to believe that a game can somehow they hasn't had a clue. The rumors surrounding the game is basically summarized. Caught my eye towards the end. It is said that there is a great reward awaiting for the player that can clear the entire game without dying. A great reward, huh? What is it? Despite the danger of actually dying, people actually think that it's worth the risk. Is this the reason people are playing? Well, I'm not interested for a prize for beating it. I'm only interested in getting to the bottom of what killed Yuji. Which one did I look at? I decided to check the other profiles, so I only looked at one player's Twitter page. If I do more advanced research, then maybe I can find out more. I tried an indirect keyword. There's a blog. The last update was a month ago. So what happened? I decided to start reading from the beginning. My wish finally came true. I was able to download the game. Sadly, I can't show any proof to my lack of digital camera. Therefore, any comments are welcome. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want to spoil the plot. The story is rather cliche. Just as I was thinking, the lack of imagination, my first plot choice appeared. Not long after I met my first bad end. But of course nothing happened to me, as per the rumor was circulating the net. I'm still here though. I thought at one time that I was actually going to die. Then I realized it was all a dream. If the main character makes the correct choice, the story continues. That'd to be expected, right? Then bad luck reared its ugly head and I got my second bad end. Obviously, I'm not very good at these type of games. The updates ended there. The blog was only maintained for 4 days. He might possibly already be dead. The last important string of text was likely due to a panic or distraction. He started the blog with, I'm going to be vague, the storyline is cliche. What the post here described is the conflict with most of the other player diaries I scanned through aren't very helpful. Nothing surprisingly. Which one did I look at? Okay, well, I'll look at the anomalous. The axis of the anomalous BBS board. My best friend who was playing the game died last night. To investigate the mystery of bad end. I immediately got some replies. It's a troll. How did he die? Chose a pig or something. Shit. Despite the quick reply, nothing was helpful at all. Just don't delve into the matter any further. It's not worth the risk unless you got a death wish. Yeah, I think you should just forget about the game and move on. No good can come of it, like dying. Your friend probably would want you to steer clear and not repeat his mistake. There was also a tad bit that was unsettling. My heartbeat started to race, but I bear it with a deep breath. I needed to find out exactly what happened to Yuji. Although it's possible one of these people have encountered Yuji, they seem not to have witnessed any of the events regardless. Despite that, was it really a troll getting a kick out of the whole idea, or did they really fall victim to the sick game? Now I'm more excited than ever to start playing the game. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. Frustrated at the lack of useful responses, I closed. It seemed that you can't run from the game unless you are a specific person that chosen to play it. Are the players able to download it? Or was it purely random? I turned off my PC. If I can't download a game, I can't play it. I want to play the game. If there is a god out there, please allow me to play the game. Yuji, you probably didn't really think that you'd actually die in real life. That's only natural the way to think. No one just ups and dies when you lose a life in the game. But people didn't take it seriously and played the game like they would any other and paid the ultimate price. Even if I don't know who's responsible for this, just sitting here wouldn't help me find out. My mind was made up. I decided that I'll beat Bad End and find out the mystery behind Yuji's death. So deciding on that, I can't wait to get the game started on as soon as possible. I tried downloading the game multiple times while on break between class. Why can't I download it? Oh hey Konami, what's up? What's with the long face? He saw right through me. Regardless, I'll do just about anything to get this game started up and running. If something is troubling, I'm here to listen. I'm too desperate to look into the bad end. Have you heard of the mobile game called Bad End? I've heard of it. If the player dies in the game, then you die for real. Despite of all the information on the net, it seems people are usually had played the game before he died. The game was installed on his phone. It seemed that someone was trying to sabotage any trace of the game's activity. I can't believe such a game actually exists. So Yuji died from playing the game? No way, come on. Kaname was clearly annoyed by my explanation. Our fellow classmate turned to look into our direction. Don't buy into such stupid rumors. He died of an underlying medical condition. If it's a stupid rumor, then tell me it's not true. I saw the game disappear from the phone with my very try explaining that. This is God honest truth. I'm not making this shit up. That's why I'm going to find out what happened by any means possible. I know it's hard on you to lose your best friend of 10 years, but you have to move on. You don't understand. You can't let yourself fall into despair over someone who had passed on. The expression in my eyes were one of disbelief and helplessness. I didn't know what to do or say to him. Thanks again for trying to cheer me up. I'll see you later. I spent the rest of my days at school avoiding everyone. I was in the mood to socialize. Is it really a hopeless situation? Is it stupid of me to want to find out the reason behind my best friend's death? I refuse to believe that. But after talking to Kame, it somewhat dashed my hopes for pursuing the truth. The one starting the reply, he basically said, stop trying unless you have a death wish. I eventually calmed down after remembering those words. I'm afraid of dying, but finding out that it was worth the risk. Should I ignore my gut feeling? Although I screamed in frustration to know what I could possibly potentially die, I couldn't help but think, if anything were to happen to me, what would my parents say if I died? And thus, I'm going to save right here. Oh, I guess it auto-saves? You know what, I'm going to save just in case. Okay. And we'll come back next time. Alright, well, I'll see you guys later.